My name is Spider-Man, and welcome to my April reading recap. Fittingly starting with number 1, The Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 3, Until the Stars Turn Cold, by J. Michael Straczynski, John Ramona Jr., and Scott Hanna. I gave 3.5 out of 5. This issue follows Spider-Man as he tries to find the Shadow Man that has been taking homeless children. He has Doctor Strange help him get to the astral plane, which makes him accidentally stand up MJ. So she says she wants to find herself before giving him another chance. Number 2, Baggage, Tales from a Fully Packed Life by Alan Cumming. I gave 2 out of 5. I'm conflicted on whether this is a 2 or a 2.5 for me. I've previously read Alan Cumming's other autobiography that focuses on his abuse from his father, and I enjoyed doesn't feel right to say, considering the material, but I was engaged with that book. Then I read his fiction piece that was disgusting and just raunchy porn. Now there's this, and I really enjoyed the half of it that focuses on what the title says, Tales from His Fully Packed Life. I like the behind-the-scenes tidbits and hearing his thought processes, even though I am sad to learn he tried to get out of one of my favorite movies, Josie and the Pussycats, and only ended up doing it because he was contractually obligated to. That half of the book is fun for the most part, but the other half that's sprinkled throughout is just sex, and more sex. I just wish I could read an autobiography that wasn't so sexual, but I guess Alan is sexual, so here we are. It's not bad at all, I just don't like sex thrown at me in everything I try to consume. I'll give this a loose recommendation with an excessive sex trigger warning. Number 3, Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I gave 3.5 out of 5. I read this a few years ago, but wanted to reread it after rereading the whole series. My high rating is due to nostalgia. That, and sometimes I just like trash. I love how Stephanie branched off and gave us The Host, and then was like, nah, I'm just gonna write Twilight 3 times instead. And I've read all 3. This one is twice as long as the original, which made it feel so much more slow. This is from Edward's perspective, so I guess it would make sense for the same time period as Bella's version to be twice as long from his since he doesn't sleep. He's faster, and he has his own thoughts, what everyone else is saying, and what everyone else is thinking in his head. I think a big issue with age gaps is often when an adult man is getting with a teenage girl. She'll look at it as romantic and lifelong, but the old man will look at it as something temporary. And in this, Edward is constantly thinking that he knows she wants a forever with him, even if it's her forever as a human, just forever. And he's like, oh, just a few years, and then I'm gonna kick this bitch to the curb. Plus, he seems so disgusted with her at first. It's so strange. There's not the same chemistry between our leads in this version as there is in the original. Plus, he refers to Jacob as a child, yet Bella is almost his exact age. So, you like children then, old man? I don't know. It's cheesy, it's nostalgic. I waited for months for the audiobook from the library because people are still obsessed with it. So I guess I'll give it a loose recommend. Why not? Number 4, The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I gave 3.5 out of 5. I'm rereading this series through audiobook format because I'm planning on reading all of her other books, and I guess they're somewhat related. I haven't read these since they were released, and I can see why. These are more YA than Twilight, that's for sure. I won't say too much since this is eventually getting its own video, but basically a 15-year-old girl meets a 17-year-old boy and finds out that she's a shadow hunter, which is a type of demon hunter. There's a love triangle between them and her best friend, because of course there is, and there's a little bit of the who's my daddy drama thrown in too. I definitely recommend if you're a teenager, or like a preteen even. Not sure if adults would enjoy this much, but you never know. Sometimes we all need a little bit of ridiculous teenage entertainment. Number 5, The Mortal Instruments, City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I gave 3.5 out of 5. Same as the last one here, and not going to expose too much, but in this one, Jace and Clary are trying really hard not to be in love since they think they're brother and sister, so she awkwardly dates Simon instead. You're 15, girl. You don't have to make out with your best friend to stop wanting to make out with your brother. Go read Twilight and sneak out to go to a party where 15 kids share one beer. That's it for April. I have so many other big projects that I'm working on, so these reading recaps may get shorter. And obviously, as you can see, They're very delayed in editing, but I'm still trying to buzz through that to-read pile. Wish me luck and happy reading.